Welcome back, nerds. I'm Nathan with Citizen Nerd. And yeah, sorry, it's been a while since I put out a video. I've been working on a few and working on this room, which you can see the part of right there. And behind me, and over there, and over there. Yeah. Anyway. So during the last 53,000 months of 2020, which we've all had so much fun with, yeah, it's kind of really been just a joy. So I've been at home working since March, I think. Yeah, so I needed to turn half the room that we usually do videos with into something a little more aesthetically pleasing and less looking like a dungeon. So I kind of sort of shot this at one point, and the audio didn't work like at all for some reason. So I kind of redoing that part, and we've done a lot since then too. So just kind of we'll kind of get into a little bit of this stuff here, but basically I'm turning this into a studio. So you can kind of see that a little bit. I've got racks of stuff there, big soundboard behind me here, computers, synthesizers, those synths, 80s computers over there. Anyway, and nice flooring, which my kids helped me put in, and my wife. Thank you. So we're going to go through some of this stuff, and then, I'm going to kind of show you what I've done and what we've started with, what we ended up with. So we'll give you a quick overview of that, and talk about where we're going to go with all this, and see if we can actually make some decent use of this room, and hopefully make some decent music in the room too. So that's needed for a while. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so you can see the stuff we got over here. We got, like, on this wall, we got ignore the Coke can and other miscellaneous. I still got to put a wall there too. But I've got a bunch of 80s computers. There's a Commodore 64 over there. If you look up there, let's see if I can get it up here. Zoom is that direction. That's a TRS-80, another Commodore, a couple printers. And if you look right there, that's an Atari 400 that needs some serious work, but I think eventually I can get it going. Old VCR. That's actually a nice one. It's a stereo portable. So, yeah, go figure. I got that thing over there I still got to hide because it's just nasty. I got my laptop hooked to another screen with one monitor. The other one's actually right there right now. I got to make monitor stands because, honestly, right now I'm using Toolbox. And that's not really what I want. So I got soundboard. I did put power in. We painted some stuff on the walls. Got racks of stuff over there. So we'll be going over that too. There's 4 of my synthesizers. The DX7, in case you're curious, right here. That's the CZ1. I got, yeah, that's Poly 61 there. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. Anyway, go back out. So we redid this wall. So I got like my 80s stuff there. Yay. But we did that at the bottom, so the whole wall looks a bit kind of like that. The floor, we did this checkerboard stuff with, which is pretty cool. So I've still got more of to do because honestly, the other side of the room is not done yet and needs a lot of work and needs cleaned desperately bad. So yeah, we've got some neat lights. Let me show you a couple things. So that's a blue. That's a red. And that's more like a purple or pink. So I can mix any combination I want to. So blue, red, pink, running off that power supply. And a master switch for the power supply here. I still gotta do something with that one. Right now I just have blue turned on because it looks neat. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. I gotta make some speaker stands. The board needs a good rebuild, like badly rebuilt. But yeah, anyway. So I do have one thing. I have one window down here. This is my basement, of course, but I gotta hide that window. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Yeah, it's kind of ugly. You know, that's not really what you want to see, because yeah, it's a window onto my backyard, or actually my side yard. So yeah, it's not that pretty, but we got some neat fabric. So I guess I'll show you guys I should show you guys the fabric. Doesn't that just scream 80s? Yeah, I love it. What can I say? So being born in the early 70s and then growing up and turning 18 in 1990. Well, 19, yeah. So basically I grew up in the 80s. I kind of laugh because I like this show Stranger Things. It's kind of fun, but it reminds me of my childhood in a stunningly big way. Yeah, so like the one part where all the kids show up in the to school in the Ghostbusters uniform. Yeah, been there. Yeah, I made mine too with backpack. That lit up. So I gotta figure out how to get this up here. I got 2 nails to hold this up with. One's there. I think I can move my rack. Also think I had the wrong thing. That's gonna work. Oh. Yeah, nope. There we go. Kind of a light behind it right now, but get some light on that and I'll show you. So, yeah. That's what it actually looks like. It's a little bit better. You see that? So, that's not going to hide that ugly window. And it is ugly. It's not a pretty window. It's a window from the 1950s. So, in the United States, that's pretty old. Yes, I can get new windows for it. I haven't. So that's one thing we're trying to do to dress up the place. Obviously, we did the wall over here, which you just saw, hopefully. And I'm going to have a little bit of drink. So we got a lot of things coming up here on the channel. Between the stuff I have here, which will be mainly the music side of this, you should also go check out my other channel, which should show up over there. It's 3 Old Tech Dudes. I do that with Tim and Justin. We've already actually filmed down here once. We did just a couple funny things, really, but we had just an enjoyable night down here. Really just messing around with old TV and some old junk. In case you're curious, just because a lot of times I tell you, and someone seems to care occasionally, this is an actual 1980s SM57 that I picked up from a friend of mine, along with the soundboard. It's not from the 80s, so I picked it up for him too. I think it's actually from like the early 2000s. But anyway, it needs a good rebuild. It's got things that work and things that don't. Both of my speakers, actually, there's one here, there's one over there. They actually do work. There's nothing wrong with them. I think one actually has a switch that went out, and I just kind of bypassed it because I wasn't going to shut it off anyway. So that's kind of what's going on. I got a lot of things that need to be done. I mean, there's bits and pieces here and whatnot. So, but I think this has the makings for a pretty good studio. So I've still got some sound editing to put up because there isn't any up right now. Although honestly, it's not too bad in this room, mainly because of the amount of clutter. But yeah, it needs decluttered, like really, really bad. And I actually bought some acoustic foam. It's just really funny because I'll show it to you in a future video here. You'll see it's only about this thick. It's a 1 foot by 1 foot by I'd say about 8 inches thick, but it's 96 1-inch pieces, 1-inch thick pieces squished. So I'm gonna like cut the strap on that. It's probably gonna like bad Wile E. Coyote thing or something. It doesn't say Acme on it, so we're probably okay. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of like synthesizers and stuff on here. So there's a JV1080, got the Proteus 1 up here. So picked up a few other synthesizers over the last bit of time. Got a Poly 800, which probably you haven't really seen yet. Those all work. So I'm going to have a good video coming out here pretty soon on rebuilding the SPX90. I actually have 3 of them. There's one here, one there, one down there. Yeah, why buy one? We can buy 3 and rebuild 3 of them. Yeah, they all work now. All nice. Also have this, which is the Radioshack 10-band Equalizer. It actually has a spectrum analyzer in the middle of it too. It's got a button over here called IMX Expander. We're going to play around with that. It does some really neat things. We'll leave that precariously up there because, yeah, it's just safer. Actually, not really. I only paid $20 for that, so that's not too bad. So anyway, I hope you guys actually enjoyed at least seeing the beginnings of where the studio is going and where it's created. And hey, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up on that. I really do appreciate it. Leave me a comment on what you think I should do in the room further, because it's kind of like an 80s theme thing, but let me know. Just shoot me a comment down there in the comment section. I love reading that stuff. I try and respond to a lot of them, as many as I can anyway. If you haven't subscribed, you can go down. Should be, I think down there, should be a subscribe button. Actually, I think there's one over there too, but hit that button if you don't mind. I'm really trying to work to get this channel built up a little bit more and all that kind of stuff. I need all the thumbs up and the subscriptions I can get. And then the comments, I love having the comments. Some of them are really great. If you guys have any questions or whatnot, or ideas or thoughts of the thing, hey, do definitely let me know. And yeah, until next time, guys, I will see you later. Have a good one.